Hey guys, Chris Kershaw from Chris Kershaw Strength, and welcome to day 4 of the month of Massive. And today we are talking about how hard you need to work in order to build enough muscle, or all the muscle that you want. We're going to start from the very micro to the grand scale of things, the whole training week and then the whole training month. As we approach an individual set of exercise, so let's say you're programmed to do a set of 10 squats, how hard should that be? Well, that depends on a few things. That one decides on our load selection, how much weight should be on that bar, and that weight should challenge you. If you get to 10 repetitions and you're still finding it nice and easy, that's not going to create an adaptation response. An adaptation response is something that your body does in order to get better at something. It needs to be challenged in order to want to grow. So after 10 repetitions, it should be very, very difficult to get any more repetitions out. And I think you should be able to get out a maximum of 2 more repetitions in order for that set to be as difficult as it should be. So the weight needs to be challenging for that. So if you're just squatting the same weight every single week, you're going to stop adapting very, very fast. I think you should be able to go and do up to 17 to 22 sets of difficult exercise in 60 to 75 minutes, and that is something that's been echoed by fitness professionals all across the world. You need to get in there and get that work done, especially if you're getting up incredibly early or sacrificing your evenings in order to train. You don't want to go to the gym and get nothing done, so it absolutely must be challenging. We've got to do exercises next to each other, which is called a superset or a compound set, going from one exercise to the other. If you work in the same muscle group on those 2 exercises, then it's a compound set. You should be hitting these hard, going from one exercise to the other where you're programmed, and still selecting those challenging weights. If you're not challenging yourself, then you are not going to grow. So if you're working really hard on your nutrition, on your sleep, on your hydration, and you're coming into the gym and not challenging yourself, then you are just simply not going to get the results. At the end of a session, you should know that you have trained. You should know that you are potentially going to be sore in the morning. What you shouldn't do is have to push through pain or injury. If you're pushing through pain or injury, no matter how hard you think you're pushing yourselves, your results are still going to be shortcutted by maybe your shoulder being banged up or your knees banged up. So get those sorted out and learn how to train around those problems. So that being said, if you do end up with an injury on one limb, then you still have another 3. You can still train those 3 hard and get results. You can still build muscle even if one limb is taken out of action. So each and every session, you should be trying to increase the weights that you are lifting. You should be able to still do the same range of motion no matter what weight you put on that bar. So you need to be careful with that weight selection to make sure that it's challenging enough, but not too challenging so that it's going to hurt you, or you're maxing out on the very first set that you do if you've got another 19 sets of exercise still to do that day. You should, after a few weeks of consistent training, be feeling incredibly fatigued, because you are getting in and you're getting a lot of work done in a short amount of time. So if you get to that stage where you're starting to feel more fatigued than usual, you're getting some little niggles or anything like that, then you need to take a periodic deload where we reduce the amount of work that you're doing in the gym, we reduce slightly the amount of weight that you're lifting, and if you do find yourself needing those, then the chances are that you are training hard enough. But it's very important to take a little time occasionally where we take things down, we get a little bit of recovery in, and then we're able to subsequently hit it really hard afterwards. So if you're coming out of a session, if you're coming out of a month of training thinking, well, that was easy, then you're definitely not going to get the growth that you want. If you're coming out of a month of training or a week of training thinking, oh my God, I can't even survive another day of training, then we might be training a little bit hard, we might not be taking enough rest time, we might be selecting weights that are a little bit too heavy. So we need to be somewhere between the point of finding things far too easy and finding things incredibly too hard. So we need to be up towards the finding it too hard end without actually finding it too hard to recover. So guys, make sure you are training hard to support all the hard work that you are doing outside of the gym, the sleep, the hydration and the nutrition stuff. Train hard, move well, and when you're struggling, ask for help. Thanks for watching guys, see you tomorrow.